Hello, it's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, and tackle your own to-do list. On today's episode, we have some minor woodwork to do to square and true up a garage door frame in preparation for some gorgeous maintenance-free aluminum capping. It's that time again. Load the truck. Ladders, tools, all materials. And don't forget the coffee maker. Let's go. Love home reno? You found the right channel. I am your host, Bob Assadourian. This show has two goals in mind always. Number one, to fully and completely demystify home renovations. Number two, to teach you advocacy. If for whatever reason you don't want to, or you feel uncomfortable in doing the home renovations yourself, then we will teach you how to find, what I like to say, the right contractor for you and your home. Not only any contractor, but the right one for you and your home. Speaking of contractors, unlike reality television, today's contractor is licensed. Not one, but two, the master and the building repair. Licensing is extremely, extremely important. It protects you. It ensures that the person you've hired has the right skill set to work on your home. This show is interactive. It's always a two-way street on the Just Ask Bob show. You send us your questions. You can find us through social media, or you can send us an email, or you can simply pick up the phone. We promise to answer your question. If we don't have the space or availability on this program, we have a wonderful newsletter that runs perfectly, coincides with the Just Ask Bob show. We'll find space to answer your questions in that newsletter. Speaking of questions, we have a viewer's email here. Bob, is aluminum capping difficult to do? My husband is very stubborn. He wants to cap the wood frames around our home's front windows himself. I keep telling him that it is the focal point of the home, and if he screws it up, then there goes our home's curb appeal. Bob, if I hate it, then I will call you to fix it. I hope you make house calls. Thank you, Anna. Really appreciate the email. Now, obviously, it is the front of your home, and curb appeal does matter. Let's take a step back now. Even before capping with aluminum, aluminum will simply cover what you're capping. So sometimes squaring up, truing up, and woodwork is involved. So your husband will have to be handy with some woodwork as well. Now, the aluminum brake, obviously, you're homeowners, you don't own one. You can rent one. And I'm not going to adamantly say you cannot try this yourself. You can, but I would suggest politely not. Find a company that does aluminum capping, and they are going to beautify your home and make it maintenance-free. In the program you're about to watch, I begin by truing up and squaring up the aluminum with the woodwork in preparation for the aluminum, and then we have our wonderful friends from the Eavestrough company that come in and perform the capping, and they even replace an Eavestrough for us. Watch now as we visit the job site. Aluminum capping will always follow the contour of the framing. Always understand that. So if we look here, new home construction, you have your wood jamb, left, right, and the top header piece. Then they have a brick mold here. The reason this is called a brick mold is it goes up against the brick and then it's caulked. Now, I would prefer if the brick mold was out an inch more to create a 90-degree here. They'd never seem to do it that way in new home construction. So we have an option. When the aluminum people come in, they can cap, follow in, follow out, and come over. I don't like that look. I think the aluminum looks best when it has a nice, crisp, outside 90-degree corner. So that's where it comes to the framing now. We have some true 1-inch rough sawn lumber here. We can mark it or we can mark it in place. I prefer to mark it in place. We've already cut it to height. Now she's fit. Get out our pencil. And now we mark it in place. Two ways to attach something: mechanical fastening, either nails or screws, and then adhesive. If you want it done the best, you're going to use two methods. In this case, we're going to shoot nails in. We're also going to use adhesive. We don't want any movement, anything to disturb the capping. The aluminum capping is just literally that. It's just capping. If your framework or your woodwork underneath shifts or moves, that'll distort, dent, and ding your capping. So we're going to do a quick dry fit first. Then we're going to apply LePage PL Max. A little bead every 8 to 10 inches or so. Now these openings, the gap, the space here is never consistent. You can see at the top, we're flush. Part way down, we're in 1/4 of an inch. And where needed, we're going to have to add shims. The more we cut into the shim, the thicker it becomes. Nick, want to get one right in behind there? As you can see, every shim has a narrow point and then it widens. So we're going to shoot and nail this about every 8 to 10 inches. Hold it there, straight. You want to make sure at the end, clean off your excess. You don't want anything sticking out for the capping to get in the way of the capping. Now remember, this is your home. You want to do the job right. We have a little bit of water damage here. You can see we've been scraping. Scrape off anything that's loose, and then you get one of my favorite ready patches here by Zinsser. This is a really good product. You want to fill in the damage. You don't want to put it on too thick. This is going to add some structure and some strength to the wood. Once that dries, you're going to use my favorite primer, again made by Zinsser, the Bins 123. And you want to spot prime the area. Any areas like this where the paint's faded away, I would recommend primering that as well. That way you don't have any bare exposed wood. Again, it is still wood, even though it's capped. Moisture still gets through in some cases, or condensation, so it's not a bad idea to have all bare exposed wood primed. And make sure when that hardens, when that dries, to sand down or scrape down any high spots. You don't want to leave high spots that'll leave a ding or a dent against the new aluminum. What the builders do is not efficient. It's not smart. So you see, they do the woodwork. They have the framers put in the wood jam. Then they put in the brick mold. Then there's a 2-inch space up here. There's a gap between the steel angle iron, the brickwork, and the brick mold. So what do? They fill it in with aluminum. Now this aluminum's custom fabricated. It's got 2 bends to it. So why not just simply have this wood framing work flush with the jam, and then if you're going to bring in an aluminum brake and bring in an aluminum crew, cap the whole miserable thing, be done with it. Then you're not going to have peeling paint, you're not going to have mold, you're not going to have wood rot. So it really blows my mind how they brought in an aluminum crew just to do the small fill at the top. So we're going to get this out now. You need a sharp blade. It's only held in by caulking, but it's some pretty thick caulking. I could kill myself and just keep pulling and pulling and pulling, but it's so much easier when you score it. There you go. Some nails to clean out, caulking to clean out. And obviously up here with the good old Milwaukee, cut right through. Because the wood we're going to install here, remember, we want a 90-degree angle. So we're framing right from here to the angle iron. Hence we need a pencil mark. Cut this off just like we did on the other side. We're going to use some red tuck tape here. So this is the builder's original tar paper. You can see they don't do a good job. Again, this is your own home. Anytime you see missing tar paper or Tyvek, you want to fill it in. We're going to end up using some tape. Always start at the bottom when you're applying tuck tape. Reason for starting at the bottom is when moisture gets behind the brickwork, it sheds downwards. You want to be overlapped this way so the moisture comes down, not the other way. All right, both our side jambs, right and left, they've been cut down. Let me show you now the reasoning. So this isn't exactly a 1x, this is 3/4 by. This is just a test fit. There, that's what you want. Well, actually, that's what you want, flush. But again, this is just our sample. We got a little bit of a space there. That means for any inconsistencies, we can flush it out at the bottom. If anything, tight little gap there, that can be caulked. Now this is tight. This doesn't have any wobble. Why? Because we back framed it. So remember, this is proud a 1/2 inch because that's the builder's tar paper. So we got some scrap 1/2 inch plywood. We ran a furring strip all the way across the center because without it, we'd have rocking. You don't want any rocking. You don't want any possibility of any kind of movement because it will transmit to your aluminum. Now, we're ready to cut the proper piece. We added some extra shims here, so we've been test fitting. This is what was required to make our top 1x perfectly flush with the side. Now we're going to add a little bit of PL. Like I said, if you want to do it right, adhesive and the nails. 2 methods of fastening. Now this is the PL Premium Max. A little bit goes a long way, trust me. Okay, Nick, tell me when it's flush at the bottom. Push up.
Okay, it's good.
Totally flush, right? Keep your thumb right under it so you know it's flush. All right, now for the final piece. It's important we get some shims in here. Now, I know it looks like I'm fussing a lot. You don't have to go too crazy. It's just Bob's nature. This is all rough woodwork. Your aluminum capping is what's going to cover it. Once it's capped, you're not going to see any of the rough woodwork. But you still want to do as good a job as you can with the woodwork. Which includes, don't skip on the PL. And just like when you measure twice and you cut once, do not add your PL adhesive until you test fit, or else you're going to end up with quite a mess. There we go. And then fire it in. Grab your blade. Nice and flush left and right. That's it. Now we're ready for our friends from the Eavestroughcompany.com. They do a lot more than Eavestroughs. As you'll see, they do gorgeous, custom aluminum capping. A warm, heartfelt welcome, Josh Dragos.
Thank you.
The brand new owner of the Eavestroughcompany.com. If you remember last season, we had Wendell Latham on. Now Josh has taken over the company. Josh, please tell the viewers your story, which I find absolutely amazing.
Sure. So I've been in trades since I was 13.
Wow.
Learned a lot of trades from my brother-in-law and have done all kinds of different things. Fast forward to meeting Wendell. He actually came by my house to quote on Eavestroughs for my home. And
it started as an estimate.
Yeah. We got to talking just about business, and he was thinking of retiring. and I was ready to move on to something else, and kind of just happened organically. We were talking about church, talking about business, and it led to fast forward that
A lot of things in common. A lot of things you have in common.
Yep. So, yeah, it turned out from an estimate to buying the business from him, and
Wow.
yeah, it's been a great experience.
I wanted to do something different this time, to do aluminum capping episode. I was excited to speak with Wendell, saddened when they told me he retired, and then obviously they put me in touch with you. But for today, for this episode, look who we've brought out of retirement. Wendell Latham.
For a day, I'll come out of retirement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For those of you that obviously remember him, season 9, premiere episode 1, where we did that lovely home in East Hamilton, the white Eavestroughs. Beautiful, phenomenal job. That is the most gorgeous home on the block.
Nice.
Now, please tell, you've come out of retirement today to be on the show, obviously to tell us the transition and to give this man a glowing endorsement.
Well, I've been working hard for about 30 years, the equivalent of 2 jobs, and I figured it was time to devote a little bit more time to my family. I was turning 65, and so my wife and I had really been wanting to retire before I was 65 years old.
You don't look a day over 55, my friend, not a day over.
Turned 65 2 days ago.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you. So I was doing a quote for Josh, and as he said, we were just talking about various things, and it came up that I was going to be turning 65, and I wanted to retire before I was 65 years old, but I was looking for someone who could carry on the legacy of the business.
Okay.
So for my wife and I, it wasn't just selling the business, it was finding the right person, someone who shared the same values, the same moral compass, the same kind of company DNA that we had built.
So you love the business.
I
love the business.
I totally love the business.
It's not a money grab for the first big buyer.
I sold the business about 3 months ago, and I can't tell you how many days I've thought, well, maybe I shouldn't have sold it, because I do love the business. But
good for you.
But it also gives me more time to spend with my wife and my grandkids and taking road trips and doing things that I've neglected over the last 30 years.
At the end of the day, I'm so happy for you, the extra time that you're going to have to enjoy with family.
Well, I'm glad that Josh took over, because he has the same type of vision that I have for the company, and he intends on putting the customers first, just like I always did.
Well, Josh and I are going to carry on now about some of the new values, services, areas he services, but I want to make absolutely certain now, for those at home, I want you to understand the endorsement you pass on to him is not just from a tradesman. You are a former pastor. You're a former Hamilton Wentworth police officer. Mm-hmm. You have the glowing reputation of the customers you served in the Golden Horseshoe. Based on all that, look at the viewers, tell them Josh is going to continue with your principles in mind.
Yeah, he absolutely will.
Excellent.
Yeah, and that's why we sold it to him.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you for
and good
coming
luck,
back.
Josh.
Thanks, Wendell.
Josh, let's kick it off again with a firm congratulations.
Thank you.
You've got big shoes to fill.
Yep.
Big shoes to fill. The man was a legend, still is a legend. Let's talk about, from the top, services that your company provides. Obviously,
right.
Today we're doing an aluminum capping program, and we're doing the Eavestrough program. For those at home, on your screen, scan the QR code, which will take you to Season 9, Episode 1 of the Just Ask Bob show, where the eavestroughcompany.com did a full house Eavestrough downspout installation. So that, in addition to that and the capping, what other services do you offer?
Right, so we offer Eavestrough, seamless, 5-inch, 6-inch Eavestrough,
Nice.
fascia, soffit, siding, and as you said, capping for garage doors, windows, all kinds of aluminum work.
You're fully set up, basically, all aluminum installations and vinyl.
And vinyl siding, yep.
Excellent.
Different types of siding, but the vinyl is really what's popular now.
Yeah, the vinyl is it's maintenance free and it works well.
And, yeah, it's a great product.
Estimates, we spoke about this earlier on and off air. Estimates are always free for homeowners.
Yep, that's right.
Excellent, excellent. That makes a lot of sense. Well, we're going to get back at it here on the job site. You're bringing your finest here.
Yep.
We have Joseph from the last time. So I see, looks like he's starting with the capping first.
That's right.
He's on the long one, the top one.
That's right. Yep.
Well, Joseph is in the trailer bending up the top header piece. I see Josh, I don't have to complain and ask for a double bend for strength.
Yep, that's right.
Joseph knows, he knows.
It's great to make it all on site instead of getting the pre-made.
This requires skill and this requires equipment. A lot of color variations as well for availability.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What are some popular trends you've been coming across the last
Yep.
year?
So right now,
We're talking about it earlier.
yeah,
Dark.
white is definitely still probably the main color, just because it's on so many people's homes, it's
Okay.
windows and doors. But black, very popular.
Yeah, that's booming. That's booming.
Or close to it is an iron ore. Something that's good, instead of having black, if you have too much contrast with black, the iron ore is still a dark color.
Nice. Yeah.
And then of course the browns, because a
Earth
lot of
tones.
homes still have lots of brown on them. So
Very nice.
those are all the main colors.
Let's dive in a little more into the installation. First thing I notice, Josh, is he's using screws and not nails. I do
Right.
know that you have colored nails that
Yep.
match and you have colored screws. Tell the viewers why you're choosing screws as opposed to nails.
Right. So the nails, they'll let go. They'll kind of come loose over time. The screws, they come pre-painted from the same manufacturer as the aluminum, and so they match perfectly with the color. They blend in, and they're going to hold a lot better. Hold that aluminum nice and secure to the wood.
I notice it's sort of a minimalistic effect. He's not really going too crazy with the screws.
It's kind of just setting things in place right now. Going to get all three sides of it put in.
Okay.
And then add some more screws in where needed. And then the weather stripping also helps to hold on.
The weather
'cause that's-
stripping will completely secure
yeah.
the right side.
And
completely.
like we talked about before, there's a lot of screws that go onto the
Oh,
weather
yeah,
stripping.
yeah.
So it'll really give it a lot of
And
security
they
on
don't
that
show
side.
because this is a nice deluxe weather stripping.
Yep.
The nice cover snaps in, and you don't see a screw every
Exactly.
4 or 5 inches. All right, Josh, now the finishing touches, right?
That's right.
What a beautiful corner. Nice, sharp, clean. And then the weather strip hangs over, covers over the edge.
That's right.
Wow, Josh, that certainly finishes it off. Thank you again so
you.
much, my friend.
Thank you.
We promised you an Eavestrough installation. We're going to show you this one really quickly. Remember, we have an amazing full home, full half-hour episode from last season. Scan the QR code on your screen to enjoy it. Quick recap. Seamless Eavestrough. Exactly as long as you need them. Always formed on site is always the way to go. Put together with skill and properly sealed with copper elastic before it goes up. Slope matters. This section's being replaced because it was dead level and holding water. A real new home builder special. There must always be slope towards the downspout to fully drain after every storm. Just one joint at the corner, tightly sealed with the copper elastic for no leaks. Color matched to order, looking like it was always here. Thanks to our friends, Josh and Joseph, the experts at the Eavestrough Company. For everything home rental, follow us on social media. Now we're on to a segment called Bob's Top Picks and Bob's Bewares from a contractor with over 35 years experience. As a beware, a do not is priming and painting. You will be doing it every couple of years, and don't forget the scraping. So I don't recommend that. A top pick is gorgeous aluminum. Have it capped professionally from people that not only know how to do it, but care about their work and care about their quality. And that will last you decades. Quick shout out to and a thanks to John Best of the Bay Observer, who's picked up our newsletter going into the second year now, the second season. We really appreciate that newsletter, the way that it grows. So again, remember, this program is always interactive. Send us an email, pick up the phone and call, visit us on social media, send us your home improvement questions and even your concerns. You have an issue with a contractor? Are you at war with him or her? Are you having trouble? Contact us. We're always here to help. Speaking of contractor fraud, scan the QR code on your screen. We have over a dozen hours of interviews on advocacy regarding contractor fraud. And do not miss next month's episode. Next month, we have homeowners on this program to tell us their horror story, tell us their Hamilton nightmare regarding a door-to-door fraudster. I don't like to call him a door-to-door contractor. This man was evil, and these people are fraudsters. Don't miss that episode next month, only on the Just Ask Bob show. Follow us on our website, justaskbob.com, where we have hundreds of these programs archived on our site. We also have radio programs, people calling in asking questions from not one but two former Hamilton radio stations. We also have our DIY columns, a university of knowledge. Everyone learns differently. Some by watching, some by listening, some by reading. We have it all on the Just Ask Bob website. Are you old school? Pick up the phone and call. I'm always available, and I will return your call. 289-649-0196. Again, that's 289-649-0196. Thank you.